My name is my first name is Antonio. I kind of took it off the screen, but it's Antonio Monix. So that's where Mono came from. So it's Tony, that's from Antonio, and Mono come from Monix. But for me, it was also as a metaphor. Mono meant one. You know what I'm saying? So as a rapper, I was more egotistical. So I was like, I'm number one. I'm number one. But then as I grew spiritually, I was like, no, the mono is not being number one. The mono represents oneness. When it comes to how we look at people, and even when it comes to how we look at gender, race, and all these borders that we put up. And then lastly, flow. The psychology of flow is being directly into whatever you're doing. So whatever it is that I'm doing, I try to put all I am into what I'm doing. And it also means progression. And that's one of the key words in my life. So it's Tony Mono Progresses.
And Isaiah, I am Adverb Williams. So tell us how you came up with that, because that's awesome as well.
Within my experience of performing, two elders had given me two different names without even knowing it. And the name Adverb itself just describes an action, how we do something, how we perform something. I think that describes me to a T. I am all about action and moving forward. And then I want to get those things done quickly.
And what are you seeing on the streets that would help give some advice how we can squash some of the violence, create more peace?
People see borders and they see like, this is a separation between me and this person for whatever reason this separation is. And so unfortunately in Chicago, those borders are getting smaller and smaller. They're getting so small where it'd be like this block is the border and the next block is probably where your opposition is. At one time gangs weren't so much even predicated on violence. You know what I'm saying? There was violence happening, but it was a lot more structured. And I really want to go around sometimes and ask, do you even know why you into it with these next people? A lot of people feeling like, man, this side over here different than who we are. And when really we not different at all.
We had a few mentors that took out those borders of those hours that they were off of work and allowed us to really see them for them full selves as artists, as humans, as mentors within the community. So we got to see Pastor Victoria Brady, Phanam Teray Hale, Kendria Harris, K-Love. We got to see them for really who they are. We really got to spend time with them. And because of that and the opportunities that we got with our relationships with them based on them being in our network, we were able to be exposed to other community leaders. We were able to be exposed to other resources that aren't sometimes available. Unfortunately, a lot of organizations within the city of Chicago, they're fearful of our youth. Because of these type of mentors that I have within my community, they kind of were that network for when I needed certain things. I didn't necessarily coming up have to worry about employment, education. Have so many people that we get them to their first year of college and then we kind of fall off the resources. So how do we give people lifetime networks where throughout their life they can have the resources and support that they need?
I've been to the mountaintop and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there, but we as a people will. And that is to be one. I like Romano say oneness. And to bring that oneness in and not be restricted with the walls, but to break down the walls in love, break down the walls with compassion, break